Okay, so we come to section B. Section B is carrying 30 marks. So there are 15 questions that you need to answer. So let's read the instructions on how we're going to answer the questions in section B. So the instruction is answer all the 15 questions. So we need to answer all the 15 questions. Write your answers in the space provided in the answer booklet. So on our answer booklets, there will be provision for us to write answers. So since I'm not going to be using the answer booklet, I will be writing answers on this same paper. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to question number 1. Okay, question number 1 is as follows. 1A is how were the youths taught on spiritual and moral education in the past? State 1 point. So we need to give 1 point. So you can either write that they were taught by the word of mouth, or you can also write oral tradition. So you can write word of mouth or oral tradition. Okay. Question 1B is as follows. How are the youths taught on spiritual and moral education nowadays? Give 1 point. So where they are saying I give you 1 point, I'll be giving you 2. Where they're saying 2, I'll be giving you 3. So what you can write 1 through television, or you can also write through internet. So one of these 2 answers, you can write them. Okay, so it's either you can write television or internet. Okay, there are so many ways, but I'll share with you these 2. Question 2 is as follows. What guides the Muslims on the following? What guides the Muslims on the following? A. Issues of morality. What guides Muslims on issues of morality? It's a Quran or Quran. Okay, so Quran. B. What guides Muslims on issues of behavior? So the 5 pillars of Islam. Okay, the 5 pillars of Islam guides Muslims on behavior. Okay, question 3 is mention 2 common things found in mammals, humans, and plants. So the 3 things that found in animals, humans, and plants are 1, reproduction. Okay, they reproduce, they have offsprings, they usually have babies, so they reproduce. Okay, 2, they grow. Okay, or let me say all mammals, humans, and plants, they all grow. 2, they also breathe, they breathe. Okay, animals and mammals, they also breathe. As you know, in science, you have learned about plants taking in carbon dioxide, giving out oxygen, and animals and mammals breathing, and humans, animals and humans are breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. So they all breathe. Okay, animals, humans, and plants. So question 4 is as follows. 4A is how should Muslims children be given names? Okay, how should children of Muslims be given names? Okay, so basically what the Muslims do is they give name which reflects Islamic traditions. Okay, so they choose good names. So by looking at good names reflecting Islamic traditions. So that's why if you see someone who has never been a Muslim, then he joins Islamic, then what happens first, they even change his name. They give him an extra name of Islam. So when they go into Islamic activities, they will be calling him or her by that name they have given. So they usually select good names. So even the children who are born Islamic, they are given good names which reflects Islamic traditions. Okay. Question 4B is how are Muslims parents expected to spend their money on children? Okay, so when they are spending their money, they make sure that they spend money in the way that it will help the children to grow up in a good manner. Okay, they provide, they spend money on their children in such a way that it will enhance good behavior. So we can say to provide them with good upbringing. So when providing, they are making sure that the children they grow. Question 5. In Zambian tradition region, Elders teach their children cultural tradition through stories, dash and dash. Okay, so basically, in Zambian tradition, children are taught through stories, folk tales, and myth. So, folk tales and myth. So we can put folk tale there and myth there. Okay, those there are the answers for question number 5. Okay, question 6 is as follows. What are the consequences of poor self-concept and self-esteem? Mention 2 points. So I'm going to give you 3 since they want 2 points. The question is asking us to what are the consequences of poor self-concept and self-esteem? Okay, lack of confidence. What will be the result of lack of confidence? Okay, and perceiving yourself in a bad way. What will be the consequences? 1, you may suffer from depression. Okay, you may suffer from depression not because you are a bad person, but because you believe or you perceive yourself as a bad person. 2, you are going to be unhappy. Okay, because of the feeling you have like you are not doing enough or you are not good enough, then you may be unhappy because you see yourself as a person who is not good. So they want to, I'll give you 3. The other one is you are going to have a bad pattern of behavior. Okay, because you perceive yourself to be a bad person, you end up having a bad behavior. So basically these are the 3 things I can share with you. You can pick 2 from that. Okay, we go to the next question. Okay, question 7 was as follows. The Holy Scriptures of Religion are a guide to the followers. State 2 things they contain. Okay, the Holy Scripture of Religion are a guide to the followers. State 2 things they contain. So since they want 2, I'll give you 3. So the first one is that they contain the tradition of the religion. Okay, they contain the tradition of religion. 2, they also contain the conduct of the followers of that religion, or the moral laws. Okay, it has got the moral laws, the way people should behave who follow that religion. Okay, history of the region, it has got the history of the region, how it began and how the progress it has made from the beginning up to date. Okay, so basically those are the 3 things. You can pick 2 from those and write them. Question 8. Mention 2 rewards of competition. Mention 2 rewards of competition. So I'm going to give you 3 since they want 2, then you can pick 2 from those. Okay, so the first one is recognizing achievement. Okay, one of the rewards is you recognize the achievement that you have obtained or you have made. Okay, the other one is it will also help you to earn money. For instance, if there is competition, like let me take for instance, there is a World Cup that is taking place. The winner of the tournament, like the way Argentina won the World Cup. Okay, it was given a prize. Okay, 2022 World Cup was won by Argentina. Argentina won the World Cup and was given a prize. Okay, so they earned some money. Okay, the other one is it brings out the best in everyone. So when you're doing competition, which is the 3rd point I'm bringing out, it brings out the best in everyone. So when you're competing, there is competition, people tend to prepare extensively. Okay, that means they will train hard. Okay, and the best will come out from them. So those are the 3 points that you can write. Question number 9 is as follows. State 2 groups of people who could help you recognize a talent which you have. Okay, state 2 groups of people who could help you recognize a talent which you have. Okay, so the first people that should be able to recognize your talent is your family. Okay, in some cases, families, they tend to have a blind eye on your talent, or they are just not able to identify your talent. So the first people that will identify your talent, the first one will be your family. Okay, your father, your siblings, your mother, or any other relative that you stay with, they will be able to recognize your talent and tell you this is your talent. The other ones are friends, the friends you play with, the one you spend a lot of time with. And if you are young, most of the activities we do, you do them with your friends. So basically, maybe even your friends can be the first people to identify your talent. Okay, and then the other one is teachers. Okay, as teachers were able to identify your talent. Okay, I'm just going to give you three. So the first one I said family, second friends, third teachers. Okay, as teachers at school, we will be involving you in different activities, and we know some they don't even manage, but we want them to do it so that we can see if they have got talent in that. So these three groups of people will help you to identify talent. So you can pick two groups of those three groups I've said and write them as an answer. Okay, I'm sure there are so many groups that can help you, but for now they asked for two. Now I've given you three, so you can pick two from those. Question number 10. Question number 10 is mention two laws and guidelines that guarantee the freedom of all in Islamic. Mention two laws and guidelines that guarantee the freedom of all in Islamic. So number one is no one's freedom should violate the freedom of another. Okay, so you do not need to violate the freedom of others for your sake of your freedom. Okay. The other one is the freedom of individuals and the communities should never jeopardize the general order of society. Okay, so if you feel like you do not have freedom, or if you do not have freedom, trying to get freedom and then you destroy other people's freedom, or deliberately you destroy other people's freedom, then that is not also allowed in Islamic. Okay, so they give you guideline on how someone can be free or can have freedom. The third one is the freedom of individuals or communities should never cause the loss of more general rights. Okay, so uh, your freedom or the freedom of the community should not cause the loss of more general rights. Okay, so you don't have to destroy other rights in order to gain the other freedom you want, or something like that. Okay, those are the 3 points. Just need to pick two and write them. Question 11 is as follows. Mention two positive things that an ambition can give us. Mention two positive things that an ambition can give us. Okay, we all know that we need to be ambitious. Okay, sometimes some people are over ambitious and they are willing to do anything, which can even lead to destroy other people's life. But what good thing can you get from being ambitious? Okay, so they want us to give out two, so I'm going to give you three. Okay, one, it makes people work hard. Since you are ambitious, you want to achieve something, it's going to make you to be a hard worker or to work extra hard. Okay, which is a good thing because the person has to work extra hard. Okay, the other one is it makes people to be disciplined. Okay, so if you want to achieve something, if you want to attain certain thing, like if you want to be a professional footballer, what you're going to do is you're going to work extra hard and be disciplined in terms of what you eat and how you exercise. Okay, so it's not only hard work, but you're also going to be disciplined in how you do things. Okay, the other one is it helps us to have control over our destiny. So when you are ambitious, it also helps you to be in charge of your destiny. Okay, what you want to be, you say, I want to be a professional footballer. Then you have decided what you want to be, and then you work extra hard and become a professional footballer. So it's like you're in charge of your destiny. Even if God is in control of everything, but you take a certain percentage of you being responsible for what you become. Question 12 was as follows. In the Old Testament, a king was to protect people who were dash, okay, and dash. So the king was to protect the people who were poor and weak. Okay, those who were poor and weak, the king was, it was a job of a king to protect them. Question 13. A. What is friendship based on in Islam? What is friendship based on in Islam? According to Islamic, they believe in the oneness and the universality of one God. Okay, So that is the correct answer. The belief in the oneness and the universality of God. Okay, we go to question number 13b, which is why are Muslims expected to be at peace with their fellow believers? Why are Muslims expected to be at peace with their fellow believers? Okay, because all believers are brothers, okay, or sisters. Because all believers are brothers or sisters. Okay, so they believe that every Muslim is a brother or sister. State two things people do to prepare for death. So two things, so I'm going to give you three. So one is by investing money properly. So they are dying, they invest money, okay? So they are going to invest money properly so that this money can be used by their, so they invest the money and then they will leave that money for people. So that leads to the second point, which is the second point is by making a will. Okay, a will, this is a document that tells people who remain behind on how they are going to share the property of the deceased. Okay, so they will prepare a will on how their wealth will be shared, okay, once they die. Okay, the third one is by praying to God for his help before they die. Okay, so if someone has got a terminal illness and he knows that he's going to die, they may start praying to God so that he can help them as they are going to die. Basically, they can even ask for forgiveness for the sins they have committed. Okay, question 15. Mention two examples when Jesus practiced community prayer. Mention two examples when Jesus practiced community prayer. Okay, so we know that community prayer, this is the time when you come as a community and pray together. Okay, one, when he went to synagogue to pray. Okay, there is a time when he went to synagogue to pray. Two, when he celebrated Passover feast with the disciples. Okay, when he celebrated the Passover with the disciples. The other one is when he worshipped at the temple. When he worshipped at the temple. Okay, so when he worshipped at the temple, he also practiced community prayer. Okay, so basically these are the three answers. You can pick two from those.